Welcome everyone. It's October the 12th and we are going to go ahead and get started here. So hopefully you've had a chance to log in or you're with us live out on YouTube. But this is the San Diego Mesa College Community Forum. We started doing these forums as the pandemic hit in March of 2020, and we've continued to do them at least twice a month since then to keep everybody up to date on what's going on in our world. So welcome, my name is Pam Luster, and I am the proud president of San Diego Mesa College. And today we have a wonderful presentation for you as well as our community updates. So the first thing will be updates from me, from Dr. Ashanti Hands in Student Services, from Jacqueline Collins in Admin Services, and Dr. Isabel O'Connor in Instruction. And then Isabel will be introducing our Mesa Pathways Fellows, and we're so excited to hear from them today and all the work that we're doing on behalf of our Mesa Pathways program. So with that, I'm going to jump in and say that it was really nice. It's been nice driving onto campus each day as I see more and more cars and more signs of human habitation here on campus. And while we're still running around with our beautiful N95 masks on, it is nice to see people's faces and to reconnect again. So we are excited that life seems to be coming together. Also, if you've been on campus, you'll notice it's definitely fall. We have moved from super warm to beautiful trees turning colors. And so we are excited to see those changes as well. In terms of updates from me and my office, I'm happy to say we're really just clicking along in the fall semester. But there is one exciting announcement I'd like to make, and that is as of this morning, we have made a permanent appointment for our basic needs coordinator, and I am so happy to announce that Johanna Aleman is now our permanent basic needs coordinator for Mesa College, and we are excited to have her join us. Of course, she had a permanent position here on campus. We're excited that she's now joined us as our basic needs coordinator. So thank you to Johanna for all the work that she's done in the past. Congratulations for competing for this position, and congratulations on being appointed to this position. And we are so excited to move forward with that. So look for news out of that area. The other thing I want to let you know is on November the 4th, we are hosting the Mesa College Board of Trustees meeting for the San Diego Community College District. It will be via Zoom, but we will have some on-campus highlights. And so if you're going to be one of the presenters, we are going to try to do presentations from MC211 for those of you who feel safe in that environment, because one of the things we'd like to do is show off some of our beautiful outdoor spaces when we host the board here. So with that, I am going to say thank you to all of you for being here today. And I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. Ashanti Hands. Ashanti.
Good afternoon, everyone. And Pam, I would like to join you in expressing my complete joy, enthusiasm for Johanna Aleman and her recent appointment as our basic needs coordinator. As you all know, Johanna has really just propelled our program into a space and of service that we had not even imagined. And so we are very excited about the path and the journey that she will take us on moving forward. So congratulations, Johanna. I am also happy to share that our application emergency grants will finally open this Wednesday, October 13th, and the application will close on Tuesday, October 19th. All students need to do to be eligible for these awards is to be registered in at least one course this fall, and they need to have expressed needs related to COVID-19. Students can apply through our Equity app. And that can be found on the Apple App Store or Google Play. And then there's also an option for them to be able to apply online. And when the applications close on October 19th, eligible students can begin claiming their funds as early as October 20th. So I'll send out a campus DL sometime tomorrow, just after students start to receive notification about the applications. I'm also excited that this Thursday, Mesa is going to be awarding 400 students $250 cash awards as a part of our vaccination incentive award. We will make additional awards on November 1st and December 1st. I'm also happy that Mesa College was awarded $10,000 in pantry assistance funds from the Educational Credit Management Corporation, which is a nonprofit corporation with a mission to help students succeed by lowering student loan default rates. This organization has also gifted us with $10,000 in emergency aid due to unforeseen circumstances, and access to the emergency aids can be found on our Project Success website. And we will surely be hearing about the exciting ways that our stand will be using the money for the food pantry. Finally, just want to share that our monthly updates for September 2021 have been shared campus-wide. I will drop the link in the chat, and I really do encourage you all to look through this document as it is full of incredible, exciting information about the many ways that our departments of programs are creating conditions that matter for our students to succeed. And although this is not a student services event, I would be remiss if I did not encourage you all to visit the Mesa College Latinx Alliance website to view some of the activities and programs that are taking place this month. Activities for Latinx Heritage Month have been taking place from September 14th through October 14th. So we still have a few more days to hop in and learn a lot of and engage in a lot of great dialogue and information sharing. So that's it for student services. We too are plugging along, really helping to work with the district to make sure that there's clarity about expectations for students and their vaccinations and exemptions and all of these things. And so as information becomes available, we certainly do share that out with the campus. And then we also have a website that I will drop in the link where students can go and find out all they need to know about the requirements for registration, especially for spring semester, and things that they can do now to prepare. So with that, I will turn it over to Jacqueline Collins.
Good afternoon. It is a great day at Mesa. Today we received 80 laptops we've been waiting for quite some time. They are being prepared. They will be released in batches starting next week. So if you are in the queue for a laptop, look for a correspondence from College Technology Services here in the next week or so. College Events and Operations is in preparations for our students who will be returning the larger footprint during the spring semester. And so we are actively working to reconfigure classrooms to be ready to receive those students and employees on their return. And then lastly, as you can see, we have plenty of PPE supplies available for you and the campus community. Please let us know if you are in need of anything. Thank you so much and have a great day. Turning over to Dr. O'Connor.
Thank you, Jacqueline, and good afternoon. Muy buenas tardes a todos. I am moving away from the sun, and hopefully that will work. Anyway, in instruction, I am super excited to report that we are putting the final touches of the input for the spring 2022 semester, as well as intersession. And again, amazing work. We've had a lot of planning, and I think we're getting to finally send it away by the deadline on October 15th. The second thing I want to say is on Friday, I was extremely proud of the presentation that our work-based learning and CTE programs did at the President's Breakfast, where we shared all the efforts and all the initiatives and opportunities for students to engage in terms of career development, as well as we heard from some of our own graduates, which is always a great thing to do. So thank you to everyone who contributed to a very, very well put and amazing presentation. And speaking of amazing, and again, my light here is kind of weird, but sorry about that. It is my true pleasure and honor to introduce the presentation that we have for you today. And that is, of course, of our Mesa Pathways Fellows. This is an award-winning program at the state level. I'm very happy to say also that I will be presenting with Trina and Danny at the CIO conference very quickly, coming up at the end of the month. So who are the Mesa Pathways Fellows and what do they do? Well, they are current and former students who are very involved in every step of the Pathways work. We often speak as we want to build things for students, and we all, out of the best intentions, try to build those structures. Well, we took a different approach. And when I say we, I really want to thank Dr. Trina Larson. This program is something that she really envisioned and helped to shape and create, and that she leads. So thanks, Trina, for taking us to that place and allowing us to have the ability to build with the students and to have the students really make a difference in all our planning. So without any further ado, I am going to turn this over to Dr. Trina Larson, who is joined today by three amazing fellows, Dani Perez Padilla, Jocelyn Santiago, and Logan Span. Take it away.
Thank you, Isabel. I want to start by saying that a big theme in our session today has to do with improvisation and flexibility. And I want to share that the people who are co-presenting with me have not seen this video, have not seen the slides, and they are rolling with it. And I just want to give a tremendous shout out, like I do every single day, to Danny, Jocelyn, and Logan for being the amazing people that you are. So I am going to present a 13-minute video, and then we will turn it over to the fellows. So without further ado, I will share my screen. And there we go. Welcome to our Mesa Pathways Fellows Leaning into 2030 presentation. Thank you so much for being here. Here are our fearless leaders, Isabel, Marisa, and Howard. And here's us, your presenter, me, Trina, lead fellow Danny, and fellows Jocelyn and Logan, who just started with us about 2 weeks ago. One of our key themes today is a common refrain for us all, the importance of student engagement and how it's key for Mesa to do the work that it's capable of. And intentional student engagement, we know, won't look like one thing. There's many ways to accomplish this. One thing we've seen is that Mesa is committed to this and will continue to build upon every success. So there's no going back. And with this in mind, please visit the Jamboard if you have any ideas to help students participate in new ways, to see themselves as and become participating thought leaders at Mesa. The Mesa Pathways Fellows is now 8 months, 1 week, and 1 day old, and the time has flown. So who are the Mesa Pathways Fellows? The Pathways Fellows is a team of current and former Mesa students who support Mesa's Pathways efforts as co-creators and colleagues in our design efforts. So what's significant about this team is, in part, that we are ad hoc. We come together to conduct an uncertain experiment and to build the path as we walk it. This is important because it allows for experimentation that may be less fluid in more formal structures, and so we like this. So this is what excites us. Mesa's culture and mindset that an ad hoc program like this tests. It wouldn't exist if the college wasn't student-centered, equitable, innovative, experimental, improvisational, and growth-minded. This is the groundwork we've been laying for so long as a college, and the Pathways Fellows program is one of its many fruits. So this is cause for celebration. We're also excited to imagine that we've embarked upon a new adventure in student engagement, one that, again, will take many forms, but will move forward and move us forward. Since last time we talked to you about this, the program hadn't begun, so we'd like to share just a little bit about the early days. We began with an orientation in January 2021. This is where the fellows reflected on their own unique and maybe a little crazy college journeys, and also engaged in professional learning. Professional learning has been a big part of our program, and here are some of the sources that informed our work in the first couple of months. A huge shout out to Mark Manassi, who originally conceived this program with me. His charmed fingerprints are all over this. We also worked to build community that included many legs and many strings. Now, moving on to consider some of our work in the early days, here's where we started digging in with the larger campus. Alex shared the words on the title card as touchstones from the book Won't Lose the Stream, which focused on principal stances, warmth, and accessibility as basic to their Pathways program. So this is the program as we originally envisioned it, and it looks very much like this today. The fellows participate in meetings, professional learning, make connections across units, and take part in projects that play to their interests and strengths, like outreach, research, and social media. We built a structure for action again, building this as we walked it. Growth is our mindset in this beautiful environment that allows us to try, knowing that we will make mistakes, which is part of the fun here. This is our capture. This is a screen capture from our work in spring 2021. Then and now, the fellows participate on all work groups, all Pathways work groups, and have accomplished a lot in them. And these are the interest groups noted earlier. And this is where we are in fall 2021. You'll see that we have active representation on AS, thanks to Nina. And we have a newly added group for technology this year. Pathways has added that group, and we'll have representatives on that. We've added a few projects this year, the Student Leadership Summit, a video series, and the campus-wide student success team effort that the fellows are involved in too. This slide shows a few of the things that the fellows have accomplished in work groups. They were instrumental in the development of the college's academic and career pathways under Ian and Cynthia's amazing leadership. They've conducted studies, are active in posting to the Mesa Journeys newsletter, and will be hosted student-centered student success team roadshow sessions. Here are some highlights of the projects they're working on. We're going to share some videos integrated with this larger video today to avoid tech problems. Danny, Jocelyn, and Logan will be talking about some of these projects later. So first is social media. Here's a clip from a video produced by fellow Robert Young.
It's just a cigarette and it cannot be that bad.
Honey, don't you love me and you know it makes me sad.
Next, the fellows have developed what they call a Student Leadership Summit to bring reps from all of the student leadership teams together to connect as a core group on campus and talk about issues facing students. Here's a clip from their October 5th session.
I feel like this is like a recurring theme here that like these students are kind of scared to ask for help, and it's not necessarily that they don't know that the resources exist, it's that they don't want to ask for help, or like there's something kind of stopping them from asking for help.
That's actually what I experienced when I worked at Sarcho, especially for students that needed like DSPS services. I was a student as DSPS. What I found effective was really like trying to get to know them, but also telling them, hey, I'm a DSPS student. Like if you're a DSPS, I'm a DSPS student.
You can see how they share problems and try to sort them out and strategize. Each one of the fellows has created a spotlight video specifically to respond to what Lindy points out in the Student Leadership Summit video, that students can relate better to student leaders if they understand the student leader story. To view the Fellows Spotlight videos, visit their webpage by Googling SD Mesa Fellows. And then we also wanted to show you 2 short student story videos.
But I went through many different paths and a lot of time to figure out and land where I am now. And so maybe if Mesa had some kind of grand orientation of different fields that were together, Maybe I could have been exposed to it a lot sooner. It's hard to know exactly what I'm missing when I don't know, what I don't know. Necessity. I didn't really think about going to the counselors, and I didn't really have any outreach from any kind of counselors. I had to go when I was in trouble. My learning was mostly influenced by that, is making sure I do well so that I can have my future.
My name is Nguyen. I'm currently a Mesa student pursuing an associate degree in accounting and computer science. And this is my senior year at Mesa. During my first year at Mesa, I mostly just took GE class or college personal growth class to try to figure it out what I like and what I don't like. But I didn't have a clear direction of what major I want to pursue because I wasn't sure what I was good at and things like that. So I think I went to career transfer and I took a survey or a quiz there, and they kind of helped me match my personality with the type of career that might be the best match for me. And I tried during all the GE class that I took, I would just had a sense of what I like and what I don't. I like working with numbers. I like the algorithm. So that's how I figured out I want to choose accounting and computer science as a major. Yes, I do. Associate degree in accounting and computer science, and hopefully I will be able to transfer to get a bachelor degree in the same major as well. Well, when I first started college, that was when I first got to US. So language was a major barrier, and then cultural shock. I didn't have any friends, so I would struggle with finding friends and connecting with people, social networking and stuff like that. So that was the biggest challenge during my first year. Yes, I got a lot of help from counseling. Basically, they helped me find out my education path, what class I need to take in order to achieve my education goal, and outreach help as well, student government, yeah. Absolutely, yes. Mesa has a great program, great professor. They know what they're teaching and they're very helpful. They even help me with career consulting, career advisors, sometimes job referral, and things like that. I learned a lot from Mesa.
As we reflect on the last 8 months, we're taking stock and wanted to share our key takeaway. First, we've gotten helpful and positive feedback from faculty, classified, and administrators, and the fellows have likewise said, especially how heard they feel at tables and how exciting it is to see their ideas come to life and come to action. It's significant that we're educating change agents, many of whom plan to go into education. Some have even changed their majors after their experiences at Mesa and with the fellows. So our key takeaway is that Mesa was and is imminently ready for this work. The response and support we've received has just been incredible, and it has allowed us to do this work and be productive in it. It is always dependent upon this village. And then last in this video, we just wanted to share how we're leaning into Mesa 2030. So here's the larger framework. And then here's a list of the work the fellows are doing to support Mesa 2030. And this is only after we did a quick scan of the document. The Mesa 2030 document will continue to be a touchstone for us as it is for all of us on campus. And that concludes our video. With that, I pass it over to Danny.
Danny, I'm going to go ahead and project the screen. Danny, do you happen to know who edited those student story videos, who filmed them and edited them? They're so beautiful.
Yes, and she's right here today. We have Jocelyn De Santiago. She's the executive producer for those videos. We're so excited. You all get to meet her a little bit more later today when she shares a little bit about the student videos actually. So yes. All right. So hi everyone. I am Daniela Perez Padilla. I'm the lead Pathways Fellow. I am a Mesa alumni who transferred to UCSD in 2017. I graduated in 2020, and I am now part of the Educational Leadership and Higher Education Master's Program at San Diego State. Firstly, we want to thank our president, Pamela Luster, for giving us the opportunity to share our work during this event. Your support throughout our time on campus means a lot to us. As mentioned in the video, the Pathways Fellows is a bridge between the student population and those in charge of our institution. Our program is dedicated to raise student voices and allow students input into the decisions we made for the school, the resources it offers, and the diverse community it serves. The Pathways Fellows are an essential component for student retention and success as it undertakes projects that bring awareness to the challenges and needs of our student population. As a team, we also work hand in hand with different departments on campus to ensure student input in as many aspects of the student life as possible. I have not been yet a part of another school that has emphasized the importance of student voices in the way that Mesa does. With that in mind, today we will share some highlights of where we have been and where we are headed. So now, with the help of some of my fellow fellows, pun intended, we will talk about some of the different projects we have been working on during this online learning period. We will group these different projects in 3 sections: innovations, collaborations, and student connections. Each and every one of them just as important as the next one. My amazing coworker, Logan Span, will start us off with the first section of the projects. So without further ado, buckle your seatbelts and enjoy the ride.
Hi, thank you, Danny. I'm Logan on behalf of the Fellow social media team. I recently joined the Pathways Fellows and I'm really excited to be here. I'm a first generation student and a prior Army service member. I'm here to help transitioning veterans get more knowledge and access their college benefits and to also give veterans perspective on various efforts. We have found some interesting insights recently. So we checked our Instagram analytics and we are definitely on point with our target audience. With over 56.6 of our followers living in the San Diego area, we plan on bumping that number up with geographically based hashtags that a younger audience frequently uses. We have found that hashtag San Diego Living has over 1 million posts, and with our Instagram and TikTok, we've seen steady growth. With a 2.1% increase in social media traffic from September 1st up until October 1st, it's good news. Some interesting analytics also is that we found a basis on what times to post on different days of the week. So for example, on Mondays, our busiest hour is around 9 a.m. and the time with the least amount of traffic is around 4 p.m. Having this guideline, which will without a doubt maximize the number of people that see our story posts or actual posts respectively. We are also looking into the possibility of starting a Twitter account. So that's big news. What our social media does is promote upcoming events, activities, resources for other students here at Mesa to use. We share posts from other departments, such as STAN, financial aid, and the Mesa's veteran department, and et cetera. So students can stay up to date with deadlines, opportunities, and resources.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jocelyn De Santiago, and along with Logan, I'm also part of the social media team and participate in other teams within the Pathways Fellows as well. As a Pathways Fellows team, we were tasked with capturing the student voice and representing this perspective at staff and faculty meetings. We created the Student Leadership Summit, a monthly meeting for all student leaders who work directly with students in our student services and instructional programs. We intend to use this meeting to gain a shared understanding of student needs and gaps that we can help address. The goal of the summit is to build a direct line from student leaders on campus to students. In order to amplify the current student voice at Mesa, we decided to create a space for student leaders to meet and share ideas that will help with the fellows and other student leader groups to understand needs and propose solutions to assist with the college's improvement and redesign work for the betterment of the student experience as a core leadership group at Mesa. We recently hosted our first summit of the semester on the 5th of October, and we had basic needs ambassadors, peer navigators, career peer ambassador coordinator, physics peer mentor, MT2C, and the president of AS, along with other AS members in attendance. We were able to introduce ourselves to one another and share some of the projects that we're working on and get feedback on how we can move forward. We had great responses from the meeting and an interest in coming back to our next one. Our next meeting will be hosted around the first 2 weeks of November. We still haven't decided on what date yet, where we will mention our students' success team roadshows and talk about the barriers students have with utilizing campus resources, like mentioned before when Gabby talked about it. Something that our student leaders mentioned they came across a lot when working closely with students. If interested, please let the student leaders you work closely with know, and we can send you the details as well. We hope to send more invitations out to more departments and hope to hear back so we can have more resources represented.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Moving on to the collaboration section of our projects, we will open up with something we call the Black Students Experience Study. Along with the Office of Institutional Effectiveness, in other words, the research office on campus, we are working on a research project that began as a longitudinal study back in spring of this year and now has changed towards an active focus group. The goal of this study is to find major life and academic challenges in the Black and African American community at Mesa. With these findings, we hope to adopt a proactive approach when it comes to student support. Back on June 26, the California Community College's Chancellor's Office Foundation invited us to showcase our work in a conference. That presentation flipped the switch for our approach for this project. We are now in the process of analyzing the data compiled earlier this year in the hopes to later create focus groups. With these focus groups, we hope to establish an ongoing conversation on how to better serve the Black and African American community on campus.
I think is it my turn?
Yes, now it's going to start into collaborations, yes.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to share a couple of new instructional initiatives. The leadership team has connected us with the Loft and with Lisa Bergert to work on sort of humanizing online instruction, humanizing our orientation, and also working on one of the number one things that students cite a lot is textbook costs in creating difficulty for them. So the fellows will be involved as resources to any of the FIGs who are interested in that, the faculty inquiry groups. Many of those groups have not incorporated student voice into their plans, and that's perfectly fine, but we're here if needed. Also, Katie is developing a team. This program is referred to as MOST, Mesa Online Success Team. And it's focused on the online orientation and on, as I said, humanizing online instruction. And they'd really like student voice. So that's a perfect fit. They will be involved in that once that group forms. And then Lisa is going to be pulling together an OER team that comprises student leads from across the campus. So similar to the Student Leadership Summit, to talk about online educational resources, which are often free. And so we're real excited about those instructional collaborations. Thank you. Let's see. Sorry, who is next? Let's see. It's Jocelyn.
Thank you, Trina. So I'm going to talk about our student stories projects, which you did see one highlight in one full video. Our lead couldn't make it, but she wanted to share a message, and I'll read that message to you all now. This project is about telling stories about the Mesa College students' experiences, their journey through higher education and challenges. We have already recorded some different stories from Mesa's students. They come from different backgrounds. For instance, Jenny, like seen in the video, who's an international student. Chris, who was seen in the first video, who is passionate about computers, but undecided about his educational path. Jessica, who represents the adult learners. Lacey, who took a hiatus from college and just recently got back. And Logan, who represents the transition from military life back to civilian life and attending school. These stories are important. We need to be able to find someone who can relate to, and one of these videos is reassuring. A student can see a video and maybe take a part from Chris's story that they can relate to, or maybe something that Lacey said resonates with them. We want to show that every student's experience is unique. We would like to see these somewhere on the school's website. So when a student is thinking about applying to Mesa and looking through our website, they can relate to these videos and find a new home here. We're looking to add more stories and be able to have a series of these on our YouTube page. If you have worked closely with the student who you think should have their stories heard, feel free to reach out to Trina or Danny, and we'll be more than glad to connect with them.
Thank you, Jocelyn. I will now talk about our collaboration and participation with the student success teams. The student success teams is an institutional-wide effort to clarify the academic path for students from day one up until the day they graduate, transfer, etc. With the guidance of Ian Duckles, the Pathways Fellows will be conducting 3 roadshows. In other words, 3 roundtable style meetings to collect feedback from our student population and their opinions about this project. The leading team for this effort has asked us to lead these meetings as a way of connecting with students in a more personal and relatable manner. We'll be conducting these events on October 19th, October 26th, and early November during one of our Student Leadership Summit meetings. We expect to compile data from students of various backgrounds and stories to have a better consensus of what plan of achievement would work better for the student population here on our campus. Efforts like these highlight the importance of student voices in matters of decision-making and strategy creation. We are here so every student can be heard.
Thank you, Logan. So with student success teams, we conclude our conversation on the projects we have been working on and now move towards what we expect to do moving forward. There are some projects that we expect to bring with us in spring 2022, such as our social media engagement, the Student Leadership Summit, the Black Student Experience Study, our participation with instruction, and many more. Just as new projects were brought to us during this fall semester, we expect more new projects to come our way during the spring 2022 as well. As you can see from today's conversation, we, the Pathways Fellows, are really focusing on student engagement and student participation in matters of student success. We want the student population at Mesa to feel and know that their voice matters, and that whoever is in charge of creating different strategies for their journey is listening to them and always taking decisions for the betterment of their experience. With that in mind, we ask faculty, coordinators, classified professionals, student leaders, and many more to engage with us in these different projects we're participating in. More importantly, to reach out to your students, letting them know that the Pathways Fellows are here to help and that we are so eager to actively listen to each and all of them. Finally, we ask you to keep us in mind when you want to obtain students' feedback, to keep us on your contact list, and to network with us as we all want the same thing. We want to close the educational gap on campus and to continue achieving what Mesa is about, the College of Equity and Excellence. Thank you, and we'll now pass it on to Trina.
That was beautiful, Danny. That closes our presentation. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen. That closes our presentation. We hope that you will reach out to us and that you will connect with fellows on social media as well. And I wonder if there are any comments or questions.
Do we have any comments or questions for our amazing presenters? Well, if nobody else does, I do. This was beyond amazing. It was just so comprehensive. It is an incredible program. The amount of work that you have been doing, Pathways Fellows, it is truly remarkable. You are reaching so many corners of the institution. And I really, something that Logan said really echoes with me. We are here so every student can be heard. And I'm going to take that a step further, not only heard, but we as an institution make a commitment to act on what we hear, not just listening for listening, but truly taking that feedback for every aspect of everything that we do with the student in mind and the student input and being better listeners. So I thank you because you and your work, Pathways Fellows, make us a better institution to serve you. And I can see that on the chat, many of the participants in the forum are agreeing with that sentiment that you are an amazing group. And this is indeed an amazing program. Any other questions from the participants or any other feedback? Danny, Logan, Jocelyn, and Trina, a big thank you to you as well. Any more comments or any questions, or anybody already saying, oh, I want fellows for my project? Well, if you want the fellows feedback, thank you, Trina, for sharing the contact information on the last page. I'm going to ask if anybody has any announcements, anything that we would like to share. Well, it looks like today we are going to end a little short of 3 o'clock, but once again, it was a magnificent presentation. So we thank you. Thank all of those. Oh, wait a minute. Krista raised her hand. Krista. Krista.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I am still learning Zoom 2 years later. I just wanted to announce that innovation grants will come out this week, and good news, the award range will be higher than in years prior. So look out for a forthcoming email from me, Krista Stelmacher, this week.
Excellent. Thank you. That's a great announcement. Any other announcements or any other hands that I see raised? Well, seeing none, once again, thank you so much to the fellows, to Trina, and to everyone who joined us today for a fantastic presentation. We will be seeing all of you soon.